Salisbury Center, we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the ring and fighting out of the red corner, it's Alonzo Tinsley.
Alonzo Tinsley is 27 years old and standing at 5'5", fighting out of the House of Muay Thai. This is a specialist that currently stands at a 3-2 record.
Excited to see more at Alonzo tonight. House of Muay Thai is very consistent out here, very consistent in terms of the quality of fighters they put out. Now, I'm excited to see if we can get a little more action out of Alonzo in this performance, a little more dynamic combo builds, right? He's saying hello to all his family coming out on the side.
Yep, and will make his way to the ring here. Alonzo Tinsley, like I said before, has that background in Muay Thai, and you see the extent to which that radiates throughout everything that this organization does, squaring this ring, paying the respects, building upon that tradition. I hope to see these fundamentals and techniques reflected here in this fight today.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Alejandro Orellano.
Alejandro Orellano is coming in, a 27-year-old standing at 5'8". He fights out of my Muay Thai at 4-1. This is another one of these rising stars in the division, ready to make a statement.
Oh, very excited to see Alejandro fight tonight. He's a consistent competitor in the area out of my Muay Thai with Derek right behind him, coming out with some great teammates in that corner. Very consistent. Again, now we're getting to the part where we're getting guys who have dedicated themselves to this art. This is not just, as we see a lot of times in the debuting fighters who are just experienced before they transition to MMA. We're seeing guys who are coming out and gone experience in Muay Thai. They are moving so slick, and you're seeing battles back and forth, just like Reggie and Sabu just before.
I just noticed coming to the ring, I thought that my Muay Thai may have had another meaning, but it does look like one of his people in the corner is just dressed like a mime.
Oh yeah, Derek. Derek's the owner of my Muay Thai, one of the most experienced competitors we have in the building tonight, actually.
Dressed up in the black and white stripes for sure. All right, well, as he squares the ring, let's throw it over to Chris to make this fight official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 two-minute rounds in the TCB 130-pound division. It is brought to you by our friends Mike Pignoni, the defense attorney of Northern Virginia, and Mahana Fresh, positively fresh and positively delicious. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'5" and weighing in at 130 pounds, fighting out of House of Muay Thai with a record of 3 wins and 2 defeats. It's Alonzo Tinsley. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'8" and weighing in at 130 pounds, fighting out of my Muay Thai with a record of 4 wins and only 1 defeat. It's Alejandro Orellano. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 two-minute rounds in the TCB 130-pound division. It is brought to you by Mike Pignoni and Mahana Fresh. And your referee is Mike Dolman.
In this matchup, I think we're going to again try to see who's the more physically powerful fighter versus the more technical but not as impactful with every strike. This is going to be a great battle of who's going to be able to land with the most impact and most consistency.
One thing to note on that striking game is the height difference here, about 3 inches in favor of Alejandro Orellano here. So let's see how that's going to function. Also notably, you can see no shin guards on either of these fighters. This is a Class C bout.
Now, Class C for everybody, they do not have elbows to the body or head. No knees to the head either, but they are in bare shins, and that is a huge impact difference. When you don't have any shin guards, blocking kicks is a much more impactful action. It really can wear away arms. Some people even break arms in this sport. Oh, great sweep attempt.
Yeah, big dump, high leverage there. That's the risk of going so high. Alonzo throwing out these tools, but Alejandro is playing very reactively here and bringing offense of his own. Once again, Alonzo trying to break through the guard there with brute force. Gets a few solid shots, but most of them ricochet off the guard of Alejandro.
Ooh, very nice. Alejandro's playing a great kick game right now. Good jab, just sliding in and out, very smooth. Not everything at 100%, just kind of tapping, tagging, then hard. Tapping, tagging, hard.
Note the open stance that both of these fighters are maintaining throughout the course of this first round here. That means that there's a lot of revved up power in that back leg, but it also means a big lead up, and that was a full pull down for both of these fighters off an attempted kick from Alonzo.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about Alonzo in the sense of I want to see him build up more combinations. He's a very powerful guy. He's very technically sharp too. Like he's not somebody just trying to wing it, but his intention is I'm going to put energy into these two and then back away. These two or one, back away. But whenever he's stringing together three, that's when he gets the harder land and the cleaner shot.
Big clinch, a little bit open on either side with that blading of the hips. That means that there's very good knee attempts from both of these fighters. Finally going to be broken up here. Reset to neutral ground. I'm loving the energy that both of these fighters are coming to the ring with. But as we hear the clappers for round number one, the question is, are they going to leave it all out here in just the first part of this fight?
Great job to Alejandro immediately setting a good hard pace and pushing his man back with jabs and low kicks. If the jabs build the elbows up, then a kick's coming right under them. If the jab keeps your elbows down, you get planted, a kick's coming at the legs. He's done a great job just really building up a lot off pressure, consistent volume.
Both of these fighters getting tough. We can look on the replay here, or actually no, we were just looking at hydration station, it looks like, for Alonzo Tinsley. Very excited to see both of these take back to the ring, adapt that style a little bit, temper some of the aggression and see what comes out in kind.
Another thing that Alejandro is doing really well is answering the aggression with those kick catches. Now, he might want to meet a strike, but if you catch that leg and hit a dump like that, you're going to instill doubt. Oh, is this a weapon I should throw? Great job with just meeting the offense that's getting returned at him.
Bell is rung, and we will start the second bout. Once again, both of these fighters dedicated to the Muay Thai style, fighting out of specialist gyms. You see that a high guard.
Great distance close, and then Alonzo follows it up too. He's finding a lot of success leading with the right hand, which is a very good strategy against the southpaw.
These are some good knees coming out of Alejandro in kind, though. Superior reach in a lot of these cases kind of leads to easier clinches for the fighter out of the blue corner. Alonzo, got to be careful about these knees. Jumping knee to get right back inside of that sweet spot for the red corner, though. He's going to reset.
We might have been misinformed about the rule set tonight because we were seeing these guys now start resorting to elbows as they fight in tight.
Oh, big trip attempt. Great stuff. Pinning that leg of Alejandro. Alonzo Tinsley will dump his opponent.
Yeah, we must have been misinformed about this rule set because in the Class B and C rules, you're not allowed to take more than one step forward off any type of kick catch. So these guys are fighting with a lot more tools available to them. We're seeing them use them to good effect.
High guard still maintained for Alonzo Tinsley here, trying to stop these head kicks from coming through. Alejandro Orellano having that height advantage also means it's just easy for him to go use that tool repeatedly, as he's now going to push the shorter fighter back into the corner.
Oh, this is a great bout. Oh, that liver kick is landing home a little too consistently. You're going to see Alonzo's right arm kind of hang a little lower. That jaw might open up for some good clean hands, or those knees and kicks are going to keep going through to that liver side of the body.
Alejandro not letting off the gas pedal. I'm loving the fact he's finding openings. Alonzo Tinsley needs to either bring the firepower back or start switching to a more defensive style, as once again Alejandro is going to stake in a shot under the chin.
Absolutely, just finding whatever hole in the guard is available. If the elbows are high, he fires some type of kick down low. If the elbows are low, he's punching, just bothering. Okay, we're going to get a quick replay coming in soon of that trip.
Right at that knee, great leverage, lifting up and dumping. Alonzo Tinsley definitely got good momentum off of that, but near the end of that round, I got to say, that felt like it was all Alejandro.
Absolutely. Like we said, like he sets everything up with this jab, with just this probe. But we saw that consistency of typical southpaw weapon, that left side kick. He really started to get Alonzo consistently to that liver. Alonzo started dropping that right hand. And also Alejandro's coming in, he's jabbing, hook. If he hooks behind the head, starts entering clinch knees, and he's separating off, going back to the body every time. Alonzo has to always be second guessing, what do I guard, my ribs or my jaw? And so far, Alejandro's starting to just dance on his rhythm. I don't think he's necessarily that tired right now, even though he's using a lot of energy through this fight.
All right, we're entering into the decisive third round now, and I gotta say, things are tight between these two. I do not envy the judges' scorecard, but there still is a chance that we won't even really need to go to the judges here. We've seen explosive offense out of both of these. Persisting, and that head kick right there is a great start.
The sweat's flying off Alejandro's head. He was guarding some of those, but it's still the impact. You see it. Alonzo's coming out with some early success here.
Right through the guard. Alejandro trying to get space, but it might not be enough. Alonzo getting in there, doing damage, and now you can see Alejandro is trying to find a new angle up against an opponent that doesn't seem to be lagging at all.
Tinsley really landed some good damage and made Alejandro second guess what was going forward. Alejandro's now finding back on his front foot. We're going to see if he can start regaining the respect he had in at the end of that second round.
Kicks traded back and forth right outside of that sweet spot. Good guarding by both sides. Even as the energy levels begin to wane, they are keeping the high guard, making sure that not one of these kicks is going to be a game ender. Alejandro now searching, low kicks, mixing it up, trying to find an opening, but once again, Alonzo just dives in when he senses pressure.
Alejandro's starting to drop his left hand just so slightly when he's fading closer to a clinch. It's just a little bit of guard discipline lacking from fatigue, and Alonzo is just finding the right hand over top in those moments.
42 seconds left in this one. Alonzo yet again swinging hard. He sees the openings in Alejandro's guard and he's trying to exploit it, but the blue corner is firing right back as well. Alonzo's putting his all into these shots. That means his guard's also dropping. Both of these fighters trying to negotiate out of this corner.
Good, Alonzo's good with the elbows now. He gets met with one right overhand again. Alejandro's finding good success now, trying to keep those elbows a little higher and then shooting knees after Alonzo ducks the head.
Knee to the body once again, started by Alejandro. Alonzo going to try to trade it back. Clinch situation going to be broken up. And now, once again, Alonzo is going to land a spacey kick. Looking for the reapproach now. Haymaker not going to quite land on the cheek, and that will be the end of the fight. What a blazing pace from beginning to end.
Now, personally, I want to give it to Alejandro just because of all the work at the first and second rounds. But all credit to Alonzo Tinsley coming out with a rapid, high-energy pace and earning the respects we saw here on the lights here in the TCB. Just the sweat flick off Alejandro's head 3 hard times in the first 30 seconds. Now, I don't know if that was enough to really sway the judges, and he had good moments, but let's give all credit to both fighters right now.
And we talked about how in a lot of these cases we do not envy the judges. This is the one for me, Liam. I cannot tell you who I think came out on top, as we saw solid adaptation and solid offense profoundly demonstrated by both sides of this fight.
Exactly. Now, I think we could be looking at a split decision again. I think one judge could give you Alonzo, but Alejandro, like, he had beautiful first and second rounds. Like, I mean, beautiful. Like, this is a violent sport, but there's beauty in it, especially when you see somebody just on a rhythm, looking like he's dancing, just tagging, pulling, tagging, guarding, tagging, hitting. Now, is that enough to secure it? You know, it's not a nice feeling going in. Also, credit to these guys opting for an incredibly hard rule set as amateurs. No one's going to leave here tomorrow with their legs feeling beautiful. Now, so all credit to Alejandro. I really do think he probably had enough to secure it. But Alonzo, you know, the fact that he came out and fought so hard that we have to have a bit of doubt is credit to his performance.
All right, well, both fighters are going to make their way to the center of the ring, and our lovely announcer, Chris Fuller, has the decisions. We're going to turn it over to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. But before we do, put your hands together for both these warriors, putting on a great show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have scored this bout 30-27, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, it's Alejandro Orellano.
Out of respect for that performance, I do think Tinsley deserves a 3rd round, but as I said, a beautiful performance by Alejandro with the fun guys out of My Muay Thai, just having a good time in the ring and in their gym. Excited for more action in TCB.